Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Dr. Bobby Huynh, and let's queer up the worldview. Royal Shakespeare Company brings queer love to the stage. The Royal Shakespeare Company is staging Edward II, a play about a medieval English king who chose queer love over his kingdom. Edward II, who reigned from 1307 to 1327, was the first English king to be deposed. He gave excessive power to his favorite, Piers Gaveston. Historians now believe the relationship was likely romantic, despite past attempts to plant it as a bromance. One chronicle described Edward's love for Gaveston as beyond measure, while another hinted at the vice of sodomy. The play's author, Christopher Marlowe, is rumored to have been queer himself. He was often called a heretic, a spy, and a sodomite. Marlowe's Edward II is filled with queer themes. This RSC production is running until April 5th at the Swan Theatre and portrays the relationship authentically. Director Daniel Raggett critiques the reductive, often sexualized depictions of their love, noting the political undertones of queer erasure. Despite some backlash, including homophobic slurs, the play explores love, violence, and queerness. As actor Daniel Evans says, Edward II is not just about a queer king, but about complexity of human emotions. You can see Edward II in London before it ends in April. Now, some historical context, because, I'm a know-it-all and I need to express. Anyway, Edward II was deposed by his wife, Isabella of France, and her lover, Mortimer, and legend has it that Edward II was murdered by red-hot iron inserted in his behind. Oh. Now, most historians doubt that to be true, because that would be, well, first of all, it would be a gruesome kill, but also second, it's kind of hard to miss when your king is burnt out half the insides. So, these days, historians think that he was either fallen ill and died during captivity, or he was quietly murdered somehow. Now, he was succeeded by Edward III, who turned out to be a very, very successful king himself, and then who finally would depose his mother and her lover, and took back the reins of the country. Now, and also just want to say that I know that we didn't say it here, but Christopher Marlowe is almost contemporary of Shakespeare, right. And so he was a medieval jack of all trades in the service of Queen Elizabeth I.
Thank you, Professor Bobby. That was very good information. I have to ask, I swear if maybe 10 or 20 years ago, there was a movie, Edward II.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. I was going to say, if you aren't able to make it to London to see the play, I recommend the late gay filmmaker Derek Jarman's 1991 film adaptation of Marlowe's Edward II, which starred Jarman's muse, Tilda Swinton. So yes, that was 30-something years ago.
I'm just so young that it just felt like it was only 20 years ago.
It's a great movie, though. Really great.
That is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world.